broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, everyone. It is Todd Gross, and thank you so much for coming here to this very exciting webinar workshop this evening. I am really pumped about this. This is funny because, as you guys know, most of the things that we talk about are video or cutting-edge tool oriented. And while this is going to be kind of cutting edge today, to say the least, and I'll explain more about that in a moment, this is a little bit of a departure because it's something that I'm so interested in. You'll hear more about that too. First, I want to make sure everyone can hear me, and I want to find out where you're from. I just got a good morning, so Dale, you must be not from the United States. And Fozzie says 2020. Mike, 80 miles per hour in Lower Alabama from Mike Shipman. All right, where else are you guys from, and do you hear me? I'm going to give you a few seconds. There was a delay on the last webinar we did of about 10 seconds. So we're going to pause for just a sec, and I can read your answers. All righty. Nottingham in the UK. Excellent. Thank you, Dale. And we have another Dale, Dale B. from Minneapolis, Arnie from Virginia, Arnold Silverman, nice to see you. Thank you for coming in. Jeff is here again. Jeff, you are so faithful. Dave Frith from Vero Beach, where the sand turtles are going to dig. John Lilly in Virginia. We have Vancouver, Washington, Timothy. Berlin, Germany. Thank you for staying up, Stefan. I know it is late there, like 2. Chuck in Nashville, Jamaica. And we have Detroit, we have Ann Arbor, we have Donnie in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, and the Gold Coast of Australia. Thank you so much. All right, so I assume that you guys are hearing me okay, and everything is copacetic. Excellent. So here's the story. My special guest today is going to be James Renouf. He's already here, basically, and he's about to come on, and you're not going to believe the new information that he has for us. And why is that so important? Well, let me just tell you a little bit about James. He may not even remember this, but he's always looking out for what is to come. He looks forward more than any other marketer that I know. Let me give you the perfect example. He told all of us, every one of us, from you to all the marketers, everyone, that Instagram was going to be a thing. He was the first one to come out with information about Instagram. I hadn't even heard of it before he's brought it to our attention. And then, of course, I brought it to your attention, and from there, the rest is history. Instagram is now absolutely huge. That's just an example, just one example of the kind of things that he goes and seeks out. Now, the latest one is it's going to make me feel better, and I'll tell you why. I was a little late in telling you about the app revolution when I first got so excited about my iPhone, because I was really in there with my iPhone, and then the Androids came out, but I had the iPhone. And I saw all these apps, and I saw people were making money from the apps, but I didn't do anything about it. I didn't tell you about it in time. Now, the iPad came out around 2009, 2010. I did a product on that with Ian Del Carmen. And that was really pretty early on it. And I said, you got to get in on the iPad apps now. You've got to do it. And then, of course, various different products came out that helped you build apps for these things. But by then, the market was saturated. Well, in the last year, I have accumulated 9 Amazon Alexa devices, and you're going to hear more about what that is in a moment if you don't know. It all has to do with the new wave of artificial intelligence, from robots to to devices that are static and stationary, and they do some really serious thinking. But there was an actual marketing concept that totally missed my brain, even though I was using it. And one celebrity, as a matter of fact, that I know of is making a huge amount of money because they immediately jumped in, and I'll tell you who that is later too. So without further ado, before I ruin this entire presentation, because James is the expert on it, I will tell you this. I love the Amazon Alexa device. I love artificial intelligence, everything about it. The time has come that it is now moving in, and it's the time where we're wide open, just like when the apps first hit the market when the iPhones first came out. I mean, this is absolutely huge. James, tell us, how did you uncover it this time?
Well, thank you so much, Todd, for that wonderful introduction. And I'm going to go into those specifics in this presentation, how I came about it. And it's probably a similar story to how you did it. So it's truly a revolution. That's what I call it, the AI revolution. And can everyone see my screen here? Can everyone see this cyborg-looking person here? If you can, please type it in the chat. I think there's a little delay with the chat, so I'll wait a second till everybody comments. Can you see my screen? I'm going to assume you can. I know it's taking a second for the delay here. But this is AI revolution. We're going to go to the next slide here. Okay, there's the yeses now. Thank you. So my specific title for this presentation is The Future of Making Money on Amazon. Get in on the ground floor of a brand new, highly profitable Amazon marketplace. So obviously, everyone is familiar with Amazon, and that's part of the reason why this is going to be absolutely huge. And you're going to be blown away by this because it is incredible. So you're going to date yourself, and that's okay. Todd, you too on this. But are any of you old enough to remember this? And I love to see people's comments for this. This show right here. And I know we have someone on the call from Germany, so you're going to be very excited. That's Mr. David Hasselhoff on the top of that car. I know David apparently is very popular in Germany. And that is a car called KITT. This was from a show in the 1980s called Knight Rider. There we go. I see all the Knight Riders popping up there, where the car could speak and interact with you. So I was just a kid at the time. I'm 42 now. But I remember watching that as a child and just being mesmerized by it, that this car could talk to you. And that was sci-fi kind of stuff, Jetson kind of things. And for most people, they thought of it as silly science fiction. But today, literally and figuratively, science fiction truly does meet reality. So this is not stuff that's 10 years out there. This is happening right now. So I'm talking about artificial intelligence, which is a pretty big buzzword. And you might be thinking, well, look, I don't have a PhD in computer science. I haven't gone to school for 12 years to learn about this. How am I supposed to crush it with AI? Because it's an intimidating word for a lot of people, or intimidating phrase. But here's the thing. You don't have to be the typical brainiac, if you will, to be able to crush it with this. You can be a quote-unquote regular person. I consider myself a regular person. So what you're about to discover is an insane new way to interact with millions of people all over the world, just like we have people all over the world tonight on this call, without any prior knowledge, experience, or technical ability. And that's a big statement right there, but it's absolutely true. It's so simple that I met a father and his 7-year-old online that are dominating this. 7 years old. I know that sounds crazy. I also have my son doing this, who's 10 years old, and then I have a 72-year-old gentleman that's now started doing this too, and he's absolutely prolific. Literally anyone can do this. So the reason why I mentioned the 7-year-old, the 7-year-old is incredible, and the 72-year-old, that's not so incredible. A lot of people that are doing this now are just like me, 40s through 70s. I just want you to know that whatever your makeup is, if that's male or female, or whatever country you're from, whatever experience you are, whatever age you are, whatever that avatar is of yourself, or that classification that you put yourself in, that just goes all out the window. So do yourself a favor and don't think, well, I can't do this because I'm XYZ. If a 7-year-old can do this, and anyone else, trust me, you can too. So Todd gave me a little introduction. I appreciate that. But just a couple slides about me. So that's me with my I'm Just Here to Pay for Everything shirt that I wore from Disney World. I thought I was quite funny for wearing that, and I had thousands of people looking at my shirt, because that's how you feel sometimes in Disney. But I loved it, had a great trip. And my name is James Renouf. I've been an entrepreneur for over 8 years now. Started with real humble beginnings. I got into it because I had to. I definitely needed to make more money, and I didn't want to get a second job. So I started internet marketing. And from how I initially started, I started selling things out of my garage on a site called Craigslist, which isn't as big now, but 8 or so years ago, it was a lot bigger. And then I made a little ebook that was 10 pages long. And if you can believe this, that 10-page long ebook that I made got me an infomercial. So selling stuff from my house, my first ever product, got me an infomercial. So needless to say, I was hooked. I was hooked into the marketing sphere, and I've been, since then, I've done a lot of things. I've been a super affiliate. I've been an author, and I've put out products in the marketing space for all those years, and worked with Todd in the past and done some pretty cool stuff with him. So I've been there, done that, just like you probably have, in terms of ideas and strategies. We've all seen a lot. But it needs to be said that I have never, and this is a lot coming from me, I have never seen a better opportunity for people to go after millions of people, passionate people, with no advertising cost whatsoever. And like Todd said, I was right there at the beginning of Instagram. I was right there pretty much at the beginning of Bitcoin. I remember telling people about Bitcoin at $150 and being laughed at, literally. People don't laugh so much anymore. But I am more passionate about this than I was about Bitcoin at $150. And Bitcoin now.
Yeah, I remember that, James. And,
right?
you know, I've been kicking myself. And now it's too late. But I've been kicking myself that when we first discussed it, I didn't take you seriously. It's true.
Yeah, and you know, but this is not about Bitcoin. But my point is that what I enjoy, what makes me excited, and Todd can verify this, is being the first one, or very, very quickly there before the market's been there. I was the first one to ever have a product on retargeting, which is now a mainstay in marketing, and all that. But it's not about I'm so great at coming out with products. But the point is that I know that this is crazy. And not only is the premise crazy, but we're seeing massive results right now. And it's only going to grow. So not only do you get access to millions of people, but the key is passionate people. You can go on YouTube and get in front of people. You can get on Facebook and get in front of people, or Instagram. But this is a very, very special moment in time where we can get in front of people that are absolutely crazy passionate about it. I'm one of those people. Todd's one of those people. He's got 9 devices. And I'm going to go through a little bit about my process of how I got to this point, and I guarantee you Todd's going to have a fairly similar story. So a little bit about my thoughts on where we are in the world today. We're in a place where the biggest taxi company doesn't own any taxis, which if you had told me that 5 years ago, I just would have said, what are you talking about? The biggest hotel company in the world doesn't own any hotels. That would be Airbnb. And we are to the point where our refrigerators and washing machines have Wi-Fi connections. That is my refrigerator on the right. And you know, I need to lose weight. There's no doubt about that. And the last thing I need is to be looking at a big tablet on my fridge playing music to me and doing all kinds of crazy things. But we're getting connected. Our washing machines have Wi-Fi connections. Whether you like it or not, or appreciate it or not, we are being brought in to the Internet of Things, into this AI revolution very, very rapidly. The world is changing. We all know it and can feel it, and it's at a fast pace. We are at the point now where computers are becoming smarter than us. If you look at chess players, the best chess players in the world can't beat computers now, and that's just the start of things. And our lives are becoming easier every single day. Even the poor, and I don't know how I feel about this specific slide, but the poor are living better than kings from 100 years ago. And what I mean by that is running water, electricity, certainly computers, and a bunch of other things just were not available to the elite of the elite relatively not that long ago. And we as a group, as 7 billion people on this planet, we are rising exponentially. So what really was the pinnacle of this is the fact that we can now, in our daily lives, interact with artificial intelligence using only our voice. That's the key. And that picture is kind of the feeling that a lot of people have now with these devices, and I'm going to get more specific to that. So what are we talking about? As Todd said, we're talking about Amazon Alexa, which is the device that Amazon has that we can interact with it, with this algorithm, with this tool known as Alexa. And more specifically, we are going to be going after Alexa, or going after people, if you will, interacting with them using what are known as Alexa skills. So how exactly does this work? Many of you may have these devices on the call. Some of you may not have heard about it. Someone said Skynet.
By the way, my Alexa went off as soon as you said Alexa. I have to go to the other room and close the door.
That's funny. So I apologize to anyone that has an Alexa Alexa device right now. Please turn it off. So some of the things that I can do and that you can do with these devices. I can turn on my television with it, and I do. I can make a call through my car with it. Reference to Kit there. I can ask directions on my phone with my voice. Voice, voice, voice. That is where it's at, and that's where it's going huge. It doesn't get any simpler than that, in my opinion. You don't have to use your hands or lift anything. I thought it was impressive when we went from our computers to mobile devices and swiping our finger. I thought that was crazy. Now we're just using our voice. I mean, it's just insane. What's the next step? Telepathy? I mean, really, that's where we're going. Not in terms of telepathy, but I'm just saying, just the ease of use is incredible. We can control much of the world around us just using our mouth. So how I really got into this was when I saw the following two quotes from people that I specifically pay a lot of attention to online. And they were both talking about this AI platform from Amazon known as Alexa. Those are the devices there, the typical devices. And there's more than that, but those are the typical ones. So number one, we have Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary said this. He said, Alexa has the potential to kill Google. Think about that. The potential to kill Google. He didn't say to make a dent with Google. He didn't say to go after Google. He said to kill it. Those are big statements. And this guy, if you know him, he's a major player, has a multi-$100 million company. He's not messing around. Then he said, Google's biggest concern in the world is Amazon. I think an amazing thing for entrepreneurs to build is a very strong voice device algorithm. Every home is going to be built with this. I don't think anybody who's an internet company can live without having a major voice strategy. Whoever is the closest to the customer wins. And he is right. That's Gary Vaynerchuk. Number two, love him or hate him, Mark Cuban, who's a billionaire, owns the Dallas Mavericks basketball team. He said, in my humble opinion, the easiest money right now for anyone 14 or older is digging into being an expert in Amazon Alexa.
Wow.
Pretty big statements, right?
He's
Pretty big statements.
Big at internet. Wow.
So I said, okay. I'm gonna get into this. And I still, at this point in my process, I was not thinking about this like Todd wasn't at the time. I wasn't thinking about this like a marketing perspective. Usually it's the opposite. Usually I'm going out looking for marketing angles on everything. This wasn't. This was very organic. And what I did was I bought my first Alexa device. That's what it looks like, the Echo Dot. It's literally like a hockey puck, the same size. Not much to it. So it was like a toy. I could interact with it. I thought it was fun. I could ask it things like the weather. Todd, the weather. You know a little bit about that?
Yeah, you bet. I could ask it the weather up in my country place. I just say, tell me the personal weather up there.
Exactly. So I'd say, what's the weather? You know, what's the weather today? What's the weather going to be like in a week? Oh, that's pretty cool. It talks back to me and tells me the weather. I can say, what was the score of the hockey game last night? Things like that. Very, very fun little things. And my kids started playing with it, and it was fun. And I put it away, and that was kind of the end of it for about a week. And then I said, you know what? They have this other device called Amazon Echo, which is a bigger device, bigger speaker pretty much. And I said, oh, this is kind of cool. Once we got that, we started listening to music on it. And that was a game changer for me, because I could listen to literally any song, any genre, any year, you name it. If you want to listen to 1940s music, you want to listen to chill hop. I didn't even know chill hop was a genre, but I'm listening to chill hop now. You name it, without commercials. I just thought, this is awesome. I could just speak to it. Play this song, play that song, play this genre, play Raindrops, and it does it. And I was like, wow, this is insane. And my son even started to get it to play fart noises. So it can be super annoying also. So I started getting deeper into it and started using remote control of my television with it. I'd ask it to play certain shows. I'd say, Alexa, play me this show. It would bring up my Netflix, for example, and boom, I'm watching TV just with my mouth. I started to turn my lights on and off with it. So you can buy special light bulbs, and you can have any hue that you want. You can make it pulsate. It's really intense, all with my voice. Now what can I use? It's just like when you had an iPhone back in the days, like what apps can I get? Now I'm like, well, what else can I do with this thing? So I started communicating with my family throughout the house, so like an intercom system. So we have multiple devices now, like Todd. If my sons are upstairs, I just say, hey, come on down for dinner. I started to get my extended family involved. This is something that I'm actually really proud of, because my mother-in-law has multiple sclerosis, and she has some limited mobility. So she really likes the device because she can ask it things, and it's just something that's there for her. She in a sense feels a little bit more independent having it there. And we call each other through the echoes. But one thing that I need to make very, very clear to all of you, and that is, I'm not saying that you need to own a bunch of devices. I'd love you to, because they're super fun, but you don't have to. And I'm not saying that you even need to like this technology. So there's always a couple people, I've had a couple presentations on this now. There's always a couple people that are like, this reminds me of 1984, if you've ever read that book. In 1984, they could listen at you through your television and things like that. You don't need to have one of these devices if you don't want to, but you can use the power of it. So you might say, I don't want this thing listening to me. If you look at, they just had the Facebook. Facebook was not on trial, but they were in front of the Senate, the U.S. Senate hearings, talking about privacy and so on. But here's the thing. You need to understand that there are millions of people just like me that absolutely love these devices. And I will talk your ear off about Amazon. I'm so passionate about it, just like I was, excuse me, Amazon Alexa, just like I was with Bitcoin back in the day. This is like, it's more than a hobby. It's almost to me like an obsession. I love it so much. So you have to be aware of the tidal wave that is coming. It's not a question of if, this is where it is going right now. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that as we go through the presentation. You need to be aware of it, and if you're not, you're simply going to miss the boat. And someone else, like me, and like others that are going to go through with this, are going to get that opportunity, just like you could have done with Bitcoin and some other platforms when the getting was good. And now is that time. So currently there are over 20 million of these Echo devices, soon to be over 100 million, because they're selling them like crazy. If you go to Amazon, pretty much any given day, you will see an Echo device on the main page of the largest selling platform in the world. Many times it's there multiple times, 2 or 3 times on the main page. If you look at the different categories of Amazon, what is the #1 category? It is Alexa skills. They are pushing this like nothing you have ever seen, and you have to wonder, why are they doing that? There's a very big reason why they're doing that, and I'll get to that. The beautiful part right now is that you have millions of people with these devices that you, as a marketer, opportunity seeker, entrepreneur, can use to your advantage. Again, it's important to know that you don't even need to own a device to do this. So now that you know some of what it does, how specifically does this benefit you? Well, there are many ways. Now, just like the iPhone or any smartphone have an app store, the Alexa has a skill store. Sometimes I even say app by mistake, but the proper terminology is skill, Alexa skills. And think of a skill as kind of like an app for Alexa. Really, that's what it is. It's a way for you to interact with people through these devices. So that's where it's at. That is your way to connect with massive amount of people any way that you want. Now, your skill can be downloaded and interacted with people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I can make these skills at this point in minutes. I made one the other day in 3 minutes and had this thing up there. I know it's incredible, but it's the truth. So the crazy part about it is that With millions of these devices available and millions of people that are super passionate about it, there is an extreme shortage of skills. That's why the timing is right. Just like with Kindle years ago. I don't remember the year, but there was one year there several years ago where it's kind of like everybody got a Kindle device for Christmas, but they didn't have the ebooks relatively there yet. And Amazon threw a bunch of money trying to get people to make these ebooks. Well, they're doing that like it's on steroids for these Amazon devices. Amazon is doing whatever it can to get these skills created. Because why? It makes people that have the devices happier. They tell their friends, more people buy it, and it goes on and on and on. So there's just over 25,000 skills in the Amazon Alexa skill store, which is nothing. Compare that to over 2.2 million apps in the iPhone App Store. That's a huge difference, huge opportunity. Now there's category after category and keyword after keyword with little to zero competition right now. It's nuts. You have the opportunity to get in front of a starving audience, and I use the term starving. There's a marketer that I followed a lot over the years. He's passed away now. His name's Gary Halbert, and he had a quote that I'll always remember. Something to the effect of, "You don't have to make the best hamburgers, but you just need to make hamburgers and put it in front of a starving crowd." That was his analogy for marketing. Get it in front of a starving crowd. Well, that's what you have right now. You have a starving crowd of people like me that just want to download or enable is the term, enable these skills like crazy, but they don't have all the skills that they want. There's huge opportunity for content, for skills that are not being served right now. That is your way to get in front of millions of people. It's so nuts because you can make these skills that people absolutely love, and they're so simple to make when you do it the right way. When you know the way that I have come up with, you can make these things in literally minutes. And like I said, I made one in 3 minutes just the other day. That skill that I made in 3 minutes has thousands of people interacting with it every day already. And I just made this thing like a week ago. So that's one example. Now, does that make sense in terms of the opportunity that's available? Is that clear to you guys? Yes. Awesome. Okay, thank you, everyone. So we'll continue. Just one person asked, please define skill. Skill is like an app for this Amazon Alexa device or devices.
Sure, I could give you a really good example. Like, I wanted to know, I was just curious. I didn't know about skills at the time. I wanted to know if Amazon would play some sounds for me to go to sleep by. And turned out that skill had just been added. It was able to play sounds for me to go to sleep by. It said, all you have to do is enable that skill. So I just did that routine. I just enabled the skill. And now it gives me any choice of thunderstorm, waterfall, you know, that sort of thing. But compared to the iPhone, where there's so many apps for that, I mean, that had just gotten on there, you know, and there's so much more room for other people to make these skills.
Most definitely. And so people are just going nuts downloading this, and then I'll probably mention this a little later in my presentation. But one of the beautiful things about it is all these skills are free. That's part of the reason why everybody downloads them. So one thing you might say is, well, why are there so few skills if it's so hot right now? There's 3 specific reasons that I've come up with. Number 1, it's super new technology. So for a lot of people on the call, you may have heard about it, you may not have. It's just like, this will be my last reference to Bitcoin, but just like Bitcoin years ago, you might have heard about it, but never really understood it, and then it was too late. It's the same thing with this. If you wait too long, you're going to miss the boat. Now is the time to go after that while the getting is like a pristine beach. You know, before superhighway goes at it, you're getting this right now where it's clear and so simple to do when you know how to do it the right way. So number 2, these skills are extremely hard to make. So I'm contradicting myself for a second here because they are super difficult to make if you don't know the right way to do it. And that's what I thought initially and for a long time, is that you've got to have a PhD in computing to do this, but you don't anymore with what I'm going to show you. They also cost a fortune to outsource. You may wonder why does it cost a fortune to outsource, and the reason being is because they're in such high demand. There's so few people making these skills that they can charge whatever they want for it. So this is the way this situation is right now. If you spend the time searching online, you realize it's beyond confusing on how to make these skills. I spent over a month, which is a long time for me, racking my brain how to make this work. I consider myself a smart person, but I am not a programmer. That's not me. And I was very, very frustrated knowing that this opportunity was there without being able to go after it. It was frustrating to say the least. And then I saw people were getting sent checks in the mail just for getting these skills without selling anything. They weren't charging anything for the skills. They weren't selling anything, but yet they were getting paid by Amazon. Sounds incredible, but it's true. So why? Why is this happening? Because just like Google, Facebook, and other large platforms, companies like Amazon will pay to have the focus of a lot of people. So you think about it. What does YouTube do? We say, well, YouTube shows videos. What does Facebook do? Well, what does Facebook do? It lets you talk to your friends and see posts. What does Instagram do? It lets you show your lunch. I don't know. Every one of these platforms seems to do something, and what's Amazon's the biggest marketplace in the world. But really, what they're doing is they're fighting for your attention. That's really what it comes down to. Just like years ago, everything was on television. The advertisers could charge a lot of money. Or before that, it was radio. Well, now, Amazon sees a way, just like Gary Vaynerchuk said, to compete with Google. See, the thing is, 1 out of every 4 searches right now is done by voice. And just like you have your cell phone on you, I bet you everyone on this call probably has a cell phone either in their hand right now, right beside them, or within 5 feet, probably. That's where these devices are going. When Amazon created this device, it was top secret for months. They didn't tell anybody. So what's going to happen is people are going to start, and they already are starting to do this, they're going to start searching through Amazon. What's the biggest search platform in the world? Google. What's the second biggest search platform in the world? It's YouTube, which is owned by Google. So Amazon now has a way to go after Google, to go after YouTube using these devices. It's insane right now. So you're going to get to the point where you could be at your dinner table and you could be talking about you want to go traveling and you want to go to Spain. You could say, Alexa, tell me about Ibiza, Spain. And it would tell you about Ibiza, Spain. You say, Alexa, book my airplane tickets, and you could book it through Alexa. That's what's going to happen. And so Amazon obviously is the biggest marketplace in the world. They're going to tie right in there. So they're going to get the search and they're going to get the monetization all within the Echo device. And they have the potential to crush Google because they have the absolute massive market share in this right now. So when people interact with your skill, you have their attention, and Amazon pays for that. They're throwing millions of dollars at this. I mean, Amazon is worth ungodly amounts of money, and they're just throwing money after money, dollars after dollars at this. So, for example, one person, he started off with one skill. You could look this up. One skill, and the skill is called Question of the Day. One skill started getting paid, and all it does is ask a question and gives you an answer. That's it. And he got paid $2,000 his first month. Then he started getting paid $9,000 the next 3 months for something that didn't cost him anything, didn't cost the user to download. He didn't sell anything. He didn't push them to the website. Just ask them a simple question. But he's getting interaction, and Amazon paid him for that. And he is not alone. There's another gentleman here, different person, makes 5 figures a month with a couple skills. I have someone in my group just got paid, just got in part of the AI revolution. Within 3 weeks, he's getting paid. He just got a check for $900 just from one skill, the most simple skill. It's a motivational quote of the day. Just gives a motivational quote. You are a good person. Stuff like that. And he just got paid $900 this month, and it's going to continue to grow. That is one way to monetize this. One way, and there's many, many others. So this is one opportunity where you get paid by Amazon just for creating those skills. That in and of itself is crazy, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. So Amazon is also working on all kinds of other ways to monetize this, because again, they're like, what can we do to incentivize people to make these skills? We know this is hot. We know this is the future. We want to go after that. We will throw money. What do you guys want? What do you developers? What do you people want to make these skills? Let's help these guys out so they'll make skills like crazy. So for example, they now have paid subscriptions. So you can make a skill, and let's just say the skill was a horoscope of the day. So you give a horoscope of the day. You are a Sagittarius, and you're gonna have a great day, something like that. People love it, even though it's so simple. They love that. Well, you could then say start to get 1,000 users. You could say, would you like the really good horoscope of the day, the longer one? Okay, pay me $5 a month. And just think about that. Look at what Amazon's done with charging $9 a month. The billions that they bring in. You can have like your own little subscription model just from people that like content for their niche. And you upsell them. Very, very simple, very cool. Quote here says, today it's a few select games. Tomorrow, maybe Alexa's top personalities could quit their day jobs. It's already happening. They're also adding in-skill purchases. So you can go, check this out. Say you had a skill that gave the let's say a survival niche tip of the day. And your survival skill said, make sure that you don't get your clothes wet because you get hypothermia. Let's just say that was an example. And somebody that's into survival niche is like, okay, that's a cool tip. And then you said, would you like the best fireproof matches on the market? Yes, say yes to buy it, and it buys it directly through Amazon. And you get paid an affiliate commission. How crazy is that? My son the other day, he's 4 years old, and he has a little speech impediment. And he was trying to talk to Alexa, and he's in his way. I can't do an impression of him, but in his way, he's like saying Alexa, and he's trying to talk to it. And Alexa said, "You'd like to purchase such and such," and we're like, "No." Our 4-year-olds. That's how easy it is to buy something from them. And I'm just that's just another way. I've already given 3 or 4 strategies right now, and there's more. They're also doing contests. So they just had a contest last month for $250,000 in cash prizes if you could build a cool kids skills app. Now, like I said, there's only 25,000 skills that are out there right now. I don't know how many kids skills there are. There's not that many. Let's just say there were 1,000. You'd have if you made a new one, let's say there was 100 new kids skills app, you'd have a 1 in 100 chance at $250,000 prize. That's the kind of money they're throwing around. Now, why were they specifically doing it? And they have contests every month. Why were they doing a $250,000 contest for kids skills? Because they just came out with a device on May 9th, specific just for kids. So they're getting kids indoctrinated with these devices at a very young age because they know it's the future and they're going to stick with it. Just like my 4-year-old can swipe that iPad like it's nobody's business. I mean, it's like inherent to them that they can use it. It's incredible to me. That's what kids are going to be like with these devices, and they're going to grow up with them. See, they're playing a long game on this, and they're all in. They have incentives. You can just get free stuff. So I have all kinds of people in my group that are sent free swag, free stuff. That could be hats, sweatshirts, all kinds of just free Echo devices. I mean, some of these Echo devices are like $200, and they're sending it out just from getting people to use the devices. So again, they're asking, what can we give? Can we give people free stuff? Can we give them subscription model? Can we give them upsells? Can we let them give traffic to their websites? Can we just pay them? They're like, what do you guys want? I mean, that's the feeling right now with Amazon. I hope you guys are starting to understand how crazy this is. So, like I said, you can get sweatshirts, Echo devices, and much, much more. Every month they're giving away free stuff. So the bottom line is you can get free stuff, access to contests, sell to businesses, which I haven't even mentioned yet, which is huge, and just get paid for people using your skill. Get traffic to your website, get traffic to your podcast, get traffic to your affiliate programs. I mean, there's so much opportunity. The weight loss niche is incredible. You name it. I know somebody that's going after the knitting niche, if you can believe that. The amount of money there's somebody that's into saltwater fish tanks. This guy makes his business just with saltwater fish tanks, going after this. It's just incredible. Some people have earned tens of thousands of dollars already, and a few over 100,000 already. And we're just at the tip of the iceberg in terms of traffic right now. It's just growing like mad. So check this out. So right now, if a business goes to a company, people are charging $10,000 up to $200,000 to create these skills, which is insane to me, because I can make these skills and you can make these skills in literally minutes. So here's a quote from an Amazon developer, someone like you. He's getting traffic to his podcast, and he said, "I'm shocked to see that my podcast is getting traffic from Alexa flash briefings," which is a type of skill, "on the second place. Like it's more than iTunes, Apple Podcasts." In other words, he's saying he's getting more traffic to his podcast from Alexa devices than the podcast platform itself gives him. Think about that. That's crazy. So you can push people from these Alexa devices everywhere you want. They could be listening to your skill, and then you say, well, check out my YouTube page, check out my Facebook page, check out my product, blah, blah, blah. Whatever you want to send them to, it's like a traffic conduit, if you will. You're moving people from one place to another. Like you might be like me, I check YouTube out every day. But what is there, like 10 million videos uploaded every day? You get lost in the shuffle. Whereas this, you can be seen in front of millions of people and then direct them where you want to go. That's a very, very huge takeaway. Now, even regular people, and I consider myself a regular person, like you and me are doing this. So everyone that I've had that has bought this and joined me on this adventure, we're not programmers. All regular, quote unquote, people that are crushing it right with this. So, for example, there's a gentleman, there's a 7-year-old that his initial target was to get 100 users. He's well surpassed that. Bill, who's 72 years old, he's one of the most prolific skill creators that I've seen. And those are just a couple of examples. So I should actually change my slides because I have so many examples. I'll actually show you my group and show you just how many people are creating skills. It is unbelievable. But this is just some examples of skills that have been made from the AI revolution technique. So very simple things, grandmother names, humorous quotes, and all these are getting traffic. How to make the perfect egg, very, very simple things. You can get much more complex with it, but you can do so much with very simple things, and you can make skill after skill after skill. So again, I need to change this. I have here that we have over 100 completed skills. We're probably close to 200 or 300 now in just a matter of weeks. I have people with 13 skills made. I have people with, I used to congratulate people when they had their first skill. Then I started congratulating people when they had multiple skills. Now I congratulate people when they have over 10. Just because if I did it every time someone made a skill, it'd just, it'd be too much. So they're not just making one skill. They're making skill after skill after skill and just going after it like nuts. Just some testimonials here. Barry says, there's no limit to the possibilities that James has opened the door to. I was able to go through the training in under 2 hours. Todd said, I was able to submit my skill in less than 24 hours. I can realistically create and submit one skill a day. If you said in the past, I wish I knew about this when, then you would be kicking yourself if you don't jump in. Sylvia's just going after it like crazy. And I have testimonial after testimonial. So, for example, these are all people saying, my first skill has been improved. My skills have been improved. All excited about the success they've had. And I've had so many people tell me this is the first success that they've had online. Doug said, I love seeing this email from Amazon. Congratulations, your skills passed. Sylvia, I'm going to be here doing reviews. That's one thing that's crazy is that we're all there supporting each other, and the vibe is just so crazy because sometimes when people learn a specific technique, they want to kind of hoard it. We're all helping each other because we understand the huge possibilities that are there, and we're also helping each other with reviews. So we diligently and help each other with reviews that propel us higher on Amazon. So that's one thing that you can only access with this community, which is the strongest community people have seen, and I have multiple people that say that. So this brand new opportunity is open to you, but the question is, how exactly do you do it without pulling your hair out, like I did for some time? So like I said a little bit earlier, I spent over a month trying to figure this out, and I was just like, this is not going to happen. I love the technology. I knew the potential was there, but I just couldn't figure it out. It's super frustrating. I tried a program, and it just wasn't for me. The few people that are on there teaching it, they assume, because like them, the only ones that were doing this before I came along were people that had literally PhDs and were, you know, I don't like to use the word geek because I could be called a geek, but very technical type people that they're talking in all this kind of esoteric terms, and they assume you've taken programming for years, and that just wasn't me. So then I found the secret, and that's why we're here today. And that's what I'm so proud of, because I discovered a way to get my skills created and accepted in a day with no programming. You know, when I say within a day, I'm not saying you need to work on it for a day. I'm saying it takes a day to get accepted. So you send it in, and there's an approval process. But I'm creating these things in minutes and getting accepted in a day. I think everyone that approves it is probably in Asia, because it usually is approved at around 2 or 3 in the morning my time, and I'm in the Eastern time zone. So I'm to the point where literally with a few clicks of a button, I get my skill accepted, and everyone else that is in my platform is doing the same thing. So it is literally that simple for me right now. And I know that can be hard to fathom, that it's taking minutes to do this, but it's true. So would you like to have that kind of power? Yes. I'm sure I'm going to see a lot of yeses in 10 seconds. We've got a delay. And I'll get you all your questions, everybody, when we get to the end of this presentation. So most people I talk to that make iPhone apps, they're just, when I tell them I make this in minutes, it's like I have 3 heads. They don't get that. Like, they say, what do you mean you're getting these done in a day? It's taking you minutes to create it, but you're getting accepted in a day. Like, that doesn't make sense. Because when you come from the iPhone world or the app world, it takes months to make these apps. It takes years of training. It takes thousands of dollars and back and forth with Alexa, or excuse me, with Apple is just a nightmare. And that's for the hope to get on the App Store, let alone to have anyone see it. And that's the world they come from. And for me, it's almost like, or when I explain it, it's almost like a magic trick. It's like, you know, when you see a magic trick, at first you're like, wow, this person has the superpowers. They can read my mind, you know, like, they're unbelievable. And then if they tell you how they do it, you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. But okay, I understand it. You know, it was a sleight of hand. That's what this is like. It's like sleight of hand. It's like we got past 12 years of programming in school to, you know, it's like a hack in a sense. It's not a hack, but it feels like that, because I'm just like, yeah, I made my skill in 3 minutes. How long did it take you to make your app? Oh, it took you 6 months. I'm sorry about that. So I can show you a way to do this completely for free and without owning a device. Again, I'd love for you to have a device, because like Todd has 9, and I don't know how many I have, probably 6. But you don't need one. And most people that do this don't start off with one. So on top of that, I'll show you how to get to the top of the skill store. It's one thing to figure this out. It's another thing if no one sees it. And I'm going to show you how to just rock it. Now, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to do this, where you can have your skill ready to go in 24 hours. And that's not an overstatement or understatement. That's typical. All right, I'll show you how to make quick, easy skills people love and businesses go nuts for. I still even haven't talked about businesses. I'll get to that in a second. Now, what would you be willing to pay to get in front of millions of people with no competition? I mean, if I went to Todd and I said, listen, Todd, for real, I can get you in front of millions of people with no competition, he'd say, well, how much, you know? If I said I could write it down in a napkin, he'd probably pay me $5,000 for it. That's because that's just the kind of level he's on. That's how crazy this is. People would pay thousands of dollars for this. To have a strategy laid out to you step by step on how to make your skill for free and have it ready to go in 24 hours. This is straight and to the point, and I show you exactly what to do. All the details are worked out to give you a specific, easy process to do this faster than any other way out there, guaranteed. And you could spend months trying to figure this out, and there is a 99.9% chance that most people would end up frustrated and quit. I know I certainly almost did, and I'm someone that sees things through. But not only that, I'm going to show you exactly how to get in front of and sell to businesses, which I think is, people are really excited about getting paid by Amazon and all the traffic they can get and the upsells. Some of the things I said earlier, and I think sometimes people take the whole business aspect of it like secondary, but I've had people already with success with businesses, and there is absolutely a huge opportunity for you to go after small businesses. Insane. So I'll show you how to take traffic off of Alexa and point it to wherever you want. So again, if that's your website, your podcast, your YouTube channel, wherever, there's so many ways you can use it. So it's something for everybody. It just depends on what you want to focus on. But there's multiple ways that you can go after this. Every small business needs a skill. Everyone. So if you think back to, let's say, the year 2000, or right around there, it's like every company said, I need a website. Well, what do you need the website for? I don't know. I just need a website, and I will pay someone thousands of dollars to create it. That was the mentality 20 years ago. And then you fast forward, 7 or 8 years later, it's like, I need an app. Well, why do you need your app? I don't know. I'm supposed to get an app. Who do I need to pay to make this app? That was the mentality years ago, right? But a lot of people missed that boat because at the time they didn't know how to do HTML for websites back in 2000, or they didn't know how to make apps at that time. Well, now the businesses want to make an Alexa skill. Why do you want to make an Alexa skill, business? I don't know, but that's what I'm supposed to do. Who do I throw my money at? So at the time I said, okay, I'm going to outsource this before I knew how to figure this out. And I said, I'm going to start looking for developers. I'll just pay them to do it. And this is what developers are charging right now. And there's not that many, and they're hard to book because, again, they're in such high demand. There's so few people making these skills. Look at that, $150 US an hour, $100 an hour, $85 an hour US, $100 an hour. Okay, $100 an hour is 16 grand a month. If you're talking 40 hours a week. Now, could you use 16 grand a month? I mean, for most people, yeah, that's a nice chunk of change. That's what you can charge, and that's if you charge hourly. I mean, you could charge. See, the thing is, you can make these things so quick and then name your price. So that the value ratio to the time you put in is crazy. I'm not saying you need to work for 40 hours or something. I'm saying you work on it for minutes and then name your price. So seeing these numbers, I just knew that this is where it was at. I started searching more and more and saw that not only can you obviously make a killing selling to businesses out there, but that Amazon is just paying you to participate. So as a bonus, I don't even want to call this a bonus because it's much more than that. Everyone that picks this up on this call is going to get into a private mastermind, and this mastermind is hot right now. It is just nuts with people, person after person. My skill is approved. Loving this. I just sold to a small business. Just got paid by Amazon. Just got free swag. So this is not theory. This is not hype. These are people that are having success right now within the last couple weeks. Okay, that's just when I've come out with this. So you also get my bonus interview with a 7-year-old, which is incredible. You can listen to him. You're just like, there's no way you can say, I can't do this. When a 7-year-old is doing it, I mean, come on. That's how simple it is. You get examples of successful student templates. So you have my specific way that I do it, which is just, it's meant for everyone to pound these out quick. But then I have other students that within the last couple of weeks have picked this up, and then they say, okay, I got what James did, but I'm doing it a little from a different angle, different perspective. So it's not just me. You're already seeing successful students in my program now telling you this is how I did it. Here's my results. So that's, I think, a real wonderful thing to get those multiple perspectives. You even get this advanced integration strategy where you can get everything just kind of basically pulled down from the internet for you, which is really cool. You get a way to get all these downloads and reviews with this really neat strategy that I've come up with, which is really cool. And I could sell the vision of this. The most important thing is the vision. I could sell the vision of this for a lot of money. But to have access to the community, which is huge, traffic to your websites, ability to sell to millions of businesses, have Amazon just pay you, the subscriptions, the upsells, and so on. I could easily sell this for $2 grand, easily. But I say this is the first time I've done this. This is probably my 3rd presentation now. But it's new. Let's just put it this way. My presentation is new. I just come out with this. And because you're here today, I'm going to give it to you for 50% off. I'm actually going to give it to you for more than 50% off for now. It is going to go up. The price is going to double. This is not false scarcity. It's going to double. So like it says, this price is going to double. Trust me on that. So who's pumped? Who's ready to get their first skill today? I hope you're as excited as I am, because I love seeing results and had so many people that just love this. So I'll wait for that 10 seconds to see your yeses, but I'll go on to the next slide. So I'm going to give this to you today for only $4.97. And this price is going to go up. It's going to double. But for now, it's $4.97. So to get it, you have to go to this website, http://airevolution.biz/Todd. I'm also going to type that. There's the yeses. I'm going to type this in the chat. I'm going to try to. Let me see here. So I'm going to type the. So, and if someone could tell me if that's coming up for them, I'm sure it is. But airevolution.biz/Todd. All right, so everyone should see that link. So let me know if that's coming up for you. That's where you get it. And write that down if you don't have it yet, because I have a few more slides to go to. All right, can everybody see that? Hopefully.
I see it.
Okay.
It's in there. It's in the chat.
All right, guys. Okay, came up fine. Thank you, Ken. All right, guys. Just quickly look at that link one more time, or click on the link, because I'm just going to go to a few more slides here. Okay. So you can only access this group, which is valued at thousands of dollars by a paid member, well, several paid members, but it says, I see this group as a great way to fast track your skills, reputation on Amazon with reviews. This alone is worth more than the cost of the course, considering the importance of reviews. So this is not a review farm. This is a way for us to review your skills, give you positive feedback, and then give you reviews. No one's going to give you a review unless they like it, and they're going to give you a 5 stars. So everybody's getting 5 stars, and therefore we're propelling everybody's skills to the top of the skill store. You just cannot get that anywhere else. Like I said before, the skills, there's only 25,000 skills out there. My group has made hundreds of them. We are more prolific at making these skills than anywhere else on the internet right now. This is it. This is the hottest course and hottest group out there, definitely for this. And I see payments coming in here, guys, so I appreciate all the support. There's Todd he's saying, swag me, baby, because he's getting free stuff. I should put in the post of the guy that just got paid from Amazon, because that's obviously a nice thing to see, but he just got paid just a few days ago. This system walks you through step by step how to get your skill accepted in 24 hours, just like I've done, straight and to the point. You see exactly how to get in front of millions of businesses that are willing to pay hundreds of dollars an hour or tens of thousands for a completed skill. It takes you minutes, that's the key, and costs them thousands. So the value proposition trade-off is just unheard of right now, especially when you compare it to making apps. It's just nuts. You get my bonus interview with the 7-year-old, which is just beyond inspiring at a minimum to see that. You get access to the private group where we make sure your skill gets noticed and rises to the top of the skill store. I even show you how to get Amazon to pay $100 a month credit just for doing the process. So when you start getting a bunch of traffic, if there's any server costs, they'll reimburse you. So it's no money out of your pocket. So some common questions here. Are there any upsells? No. It's $497 one time, and you get in. Is there a case study? Yes. So I show you exactly how to do this. You get my specific template along with student templates. Literally step by step, this is how you do it. And we've added to the membership site over the last 2 weeks. So this is such a new process that's morphing and changing and getting better all the time. And we're continuing to stick with it and make sure that you're on top of the latest and greatest. Are there any other expenses? No. Do I explain how to get in front of businesses? Yes, absolutely. How do you monetize? There's so many different ways, but it depends on what you want to do. So you can get paid by Amazon just for creating these skills, getting people using it. You can monetize within the skills itself, which is you sell things from within the skill. You can have affiliate products. You put traffics to your website or wherever you want it to go. Small businesses can pay you. You get free stuff, contests. Now, I'm saying a lot there. There's a lot in those 10 seconds just that I just said there. So it's just the opportunity is just massive right now. Can I have a skill up and running in a day? Yes. Can I do this from any country or computer? Yes. Is there a guarantee? Yes. Full guarantee for 30 days with the program. Guys, you're humbling me, all these people that are picking it up and seeing my PayPal. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you in the group. Are skills easy to make? Yes, if you have this specific process. Is there any coding? No. It's drag and drop. Do you need to own an Alexa device to do this? No. To making the skill and no to testing the skill. This is limited time only. There should be a counter on the website. The price is going to double, and the sales page may be coming down, but it's going to double for sure. And this is the link you need to go to. It's airevolution.biz/Todd. That's his special pricing for his customers. I've known Todd for years, and this is for him to deviate from his typical videos and some of the things that he looks at. It's just an honor, and I'm so glad he has all those devices, which made it easier for him because he understands. He knows what this is like. He knows what if you want to call it the addiction, I almost call it the addiction.
Yeah, I know it is an addiction. It reminds me of that Medina song, as a matter of fact. I mean, it's total freaking addiction. I mean, I have them all over the place. I could drag this microphone over and you'll hear me talk to Alexa. I mean, you know, we do this all day. And then I gave one to my wife, and then she's addicted, and then she insisted on one in the bathroom, one in the bedroom. I have 3 hooked up at my country place, and they all work in unison. They report different weather, you know, things that are going on. I'm not talking about just weather forecast. I'm talking about it has the skill to tell me what my temperature and dew point and wind is and all that kind of stuff. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. These skills are just coming out. And I said, holy mackerel, when I saw you do this a couple of weeks ago, I said, James is really uncovered a complete opening here, because I'll go and purchase skill after skill. Actually, I have already purchased many myself without realizing that we could get paid for that. That's what the funny part is. I didn't turn it around in my head originally, but yeah, I have them all over the place. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I just keep buying them. I have one for my car now. I have one in my office here called an Alexa Show. I have the Dots. I have the Echoes. And again, you don't need to pick this up, but it's funny. I've had people that have picked up this program, and then they're like, "I bought a skill, but now I can't do it. I can't use it because my kids keep playing with it." So that's kind of humorous to me. But and
you know what? You missed something in explaining where this is going too. I'm not even sure how much you researched this, but the new wave of robots is coming in the next couple of years, and they're being equipped with Alexa.
Sure.
They're being equipped with Alexa. So it's not just a stationary device. We're talking about devices that are going to be able to actually bring you things and do stuff in terms of robotics. And those are being equipped with Alexa, and that's where the skills are going to go too.
Well, it's you know, I had a lady that was crying on my last presentation because she's blind, and she just said this is like a game changer to me. Senior citizens homes, senior citizens companies are buying these things like crazy because, unfortunately, for a lot of our seniors that are in these types of facilities, one of the problems is they just, I mean, I'm sure the workers, they work hard and whatnot, but the seniors don't get the attention sometimes that they deserve, and these devices, although of course it's not a replacement for people, but for a lot of people it gives them some sense of, okay, I can check on what the news is, and maybe I don't have my mobility right now, but this is really helping me. They're buying these things like crazy.
You're not kidding. You know, my mother's 89. I just bought her one. Actually, I wasn't even going to. I bought one for my car, you know, a mobile one, and she wanted it so bad, I gave her that one. You know, it's really helped her a lot. Exactly.
So we're, you know, like, you know, I don't like to go into this too much, but there's a great opportunity for Alzheimer's, and Alzheimer's is a terrible disease, but when you think about it from the like philanthropic view, yes, like people are like, I want to make money with this, and that, of course, you know, that's what this is about, you know, in terms of traffic and monetization, so on. But someone with Alzheimer's disease, you can make these skills too for just people, for individual people. You don't even have to go to the masses. So imagine a loved one that could get a skill that says, you know, that they could say a couple commands, and it says, hey, just say tell me about myself. I don't know if that's a good example, but it could say, you know, your name is this, and this is who your family members are, you're this age, just to give them a little bit of something to remind them of something. That's huge for some people. So this is really game changing. It's not all about tell me what the sports scores are. There's so much more than that. If you're looking from small businesses, you can give people coupons. You can use it as a way to drive traffic to your business. The business aspect has been something that I've been just absolutely going crazy with. But again, there's people that are doing these simple skills that are getting paid just for question of the day, motivation quote of the day. I had one that I did one that took me. I'll tell you right now, the one that I did for 3 minutes was on thunderstorm sounds. It made me laugh when you said you're doing sleep sounds. Well, some people get relaxed listening to thunderstorms, so I did an audio skill.
I'm one of them.
Right? Okay, I did. Maybe you listen to my skill. So I did an audio skill with thunderstorm sounds, and it's getting thousands of people a day.
Are you serious? You did a thunderstorm one?
Yeah.
Oh, I want that one. I want that. I collect those. As we're talking right now, I was about to mention to you that one of the highest grossing skills on the App Store is Calm. Calm is sort of a meditation app. It has thunderstorm sounds, all kinds of sounds.
You know, the person that. Sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say.
We're so excited, you guys. You got to understand. We're both so excited about this that we're going to just keep talking over each other.
Sorry. You always have the last say, though. You can interrupt me, Todd. But it's just, I mean, the Calm. Just to digress, that the Calm is actually made by the gentleman that did the $1 million website. If you remember that, he's the one that.
Yes, I know that. Sure.
Okay. So, but the skills is where it's at, and it's just there's so much that's going to happen. I really focus on the simple side because I want everybody to succeed at this. But you can go like really kind of crazy with it if you want to, and it's just nuts. I saw one today that it's Tupperware that's enabled with Alexa. I kid you not, Tupperware that's enabled with Alexa. I don't really understand what. I mean, I just saw the headline today and I was like, what? So I mean, this is where it's going, and when you realize, and you might not have thought when mobile phones came out that everybody would have a mobile phone, but I guarantee you everybody here has a mobile phone, right? That's where these devices are going. It's inevitable. They're going to be everywhere. Your home is going to be connected, and these devices are going to be running things. So you got to jump on it now. Let me just go into the group real quick here, Todd, just to show you some of the interaction that's going on.
That'd be great.
Thanks. You guys are going to be it's going to blow your mind. Okay, so let's go in here to the skill group. And you have to be a member to get in here. So hold on. All right, so there's a bunch of new videos we just added to the membership site that we just added here. There's another one I did. Let's see here. So there's a new skill that just came live. So there's the post about the Tupperware Alexa. So there's one of my engagements for one of my skills. Talking about that new skill here. I'm so excited. My third skill is live. Yippee again, second skill. And I could just go on and on and on of people just with, there's my new skill here, my first skill. Okay, you get the point. It's personal, and let's just look at the engagement. New skill. These are all skills from AI Revolution. Skill number 3. There's somebody that the other day was like, skill number 12. Second skill, live literally just minutes ago. My skills approved today. Okay, can you give me reviews, please? And then there's people, I'm reviewing you. I've got your back. I got your back. So you just person after person after person. I'm just look at that. Scroll. Have you seen a group as hot as this? Have you seen a group with as much skill, with as much success as this? Just published my first skill, my second skill. Okay, I mean, guys, it's getting repetitive here. Just look at this. I don't know how many skills we have now. It's in the hundreds in just the last couple of weeks. So we are absolutely crushing it right now.
Yeah, and as you scroll down, I noticed all that happened just within the last 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, so so it's kind of crazy. Like, I'm a victim of my own success, and I'm happy for it, trust me. But it's like I'm in this group all day because it's just like boom, 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 you know. So people are just crushing. I mean, sometimes people buy courses and they're hot at the start and they like it, you know, this is cool, and then they don't do anything with it. That's not what this is. People are going after this and making things happen, which is just that's the ultimate glory for me, is people saying, you know what, I did this, man. Thank you. You know, I got this, you know, and then just just going crazy, and we're all in a sense like communally pushing each other and then coming up with new stuff. Now we're getting phone numbers now in our skills, which you can do a lot of things. Like if you can get, you know, phone numbers for people, you can push text messages and things like that. That just came out. So I mean, there's so much that I don't want to bombard everybody with all the different things you can do, but this is again just the start. And I don't know what it's going to be like 2 months from now. I mean, it's just going to be beyond. But we're so early. We're crushing so much, and that's the thing. A lot of these skills too that we're getting through, you're not going to get these skills through 6 months from now because it's so new that Amazon hasn't like clamped down yet on all the craziness. So we're getting in there before anyone else. And when you talk about competition and things that are available, you can get your skill there now. I had one person that had a skill 2 words. They did Monte Carlo, not Monte Carlo. Is that what it is? No. The thing you play in the swimming pool where you say, no, Marco Polo. Marco Polo.
Marco Polo, yeah.
Right? And they have a bunch of people, I mean, simple skills. Well, you make the Marco Polo app now, 6 months from now, someone else tries to do the Marco Polo skill, I called it an app. If someone tries to do a Marco Polo skill.
All right, so explain that. You say Marco, it says polo back.
Yeah.
That's
right.
it.
That's an example of a skill.
Incredible, yeah.
Right.
But it's kind of cool for you to say Marco and then Alexa repeats polo back. While you're talking, I'm going to go grab my Alexa and plug her in over here.
Yeah, so, you know, so that's just an example. I'm not saying you need to make the Marco Polo skill, but that's as simple as you can get. And a lot of times it's like daily stuff like quote of the day, motivation of the day. People love that, like daily getting some kind of tip. Those are really huge. We've got audio skills. We've got kind of games you can do, like stories, like pick your own story. People are doing that. There's all kinds of niches. It's just really whatever your niche is, you can make skills for this. So we're just like all super excited, all hanging out and doing it. We're all doing it. Like I said, I have people in the group that have been paid by Amazon already. I have people that already have gotten free stuff. It's not just me. I've had people getting free swag, free stuff. I have people getting traffic to their websites, to their podcasts. I have people already interacting with small businesses. All of those things that I've talked about in this platform are not just possible, it's being done right now by people just like yourself, quote unquote regular people. I hate to use that term, but you know what I'm saying? We're not programmers. I'm not a programmer, but you can use this to program, to be considered an Amazon developer. That is what you become here. So Todd, I just wanted to get some of these questions too. Let me raise this, okay? And if I missed your question, I'm sorry, but okay. After $497, are you charging more for a gold or platinum? No, it's one time. I'm going to be raising the price soon, but not tonight. How can you be sure that this is for someone that has very basic computer skills? Because 99% of the people, Henry, that have bought this are of that type. Is there a payment plan? No, it's a one-time cost. Sorry, there's so many here. Do you have to learn a programming language? No. 30-day guarantee? Yes. Curious as to how frequently Amazon pays you. They pay once a month. Do you have to have Facebook to do this? No. All right, guys. If you have any other questions, let me know. Is there some? All right. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate. Look, what needs to be said is I appreciate everyone that's picked this up. Oh my gosh, you guys are just.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So this is interesting. Alexa, play the Marco Polo, enable the Marco Polo skill.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Alexa, enable the Marco Polo skill.
To use Marco Polo, a parent needs to give permission. To do that, I sent some information to the home screen of your Alexa app.
Okay, so this is what happens. You ask to do the Marco Polo, then it sends information to my Alexa app on my phone. Then I give permission as the parent and then Alexa's going to then enable it. That's very, very cool. Very
Todd,
cool.
I thought you were going to say you needed your mom's permission. I was like, aren't you, a grown man?
Oh, I do
You
need
need
my
your mom.
mom's permission. Yeah, I do. Right.
But that's because that skill has been set up that it is like you can classify your skills for ages. Like that is a kid. I would assume that a Marco Polo skill is a kid. You're going after kids, so you have to say this is for kids. But I see skills that are made for like, marijuana skills. So there's certainly a lot of skills for adults, but you have to classify that. And if it's an adult skill, that would not, you'd have to have permission from a parent if anyone's concerned about that. So there is, obviously you're not going to have weed skills for children. So it's very clear who can do what. But there's all kinds of crazy things that are out there. And see, sometimes people say, well, what about ideas? There is no shortage of ideas. You can go right now to Amazon and go to the Alexa skills section, the skill store, see what's out there right now. And get you and see what's available. It gives you a lot of good opportunity. Is that a wind sounds or something? I thought I could hear wind in the background, but
sorry,
that's okay. But it's just game changing right now. The opportunity, the niches, you name the niche, you can do it. It's wide open. And like I said, people are creating these skills. I have person after person. You saw it. I probably showed 50 skills through scrolling through there for 30 seconds of people just saying, this is my skill that went live. That's if they chose to even put that their skill went live. So
carbon dioxide. Oh, wait, you can't hear me. Don't tell me you heard me just now.
Yes, it's something about carbon dioxide.
I meant carbon monoxide. Yeah, man.
Skill 2 level is 640 ppm.
Okay, let's do that again. Alexa, ask NetAtmo carbon monoxide. All right, I moved out of Wi-Fi.
I don't want to talk.
The reason that she answered what the carbon monoxide level was because I have a unit, okay, that actually measures the carbon monoxide at my country place. And when it goes up, then it actually is able to be detected by Alexa. So I'm able to keep track of when it's safe in the house and when it's not safe in the house, even when I'm not there. I mean, that's just an example of a skill that I've enabled.
Right. And you can make skills just for yourself, too. So good question here. Norman says, if you create a skill with quotes from a public figure, are there any legal ramifications? I have all kinds of people that do that. And what we do is we just give credit. If it's a quote, we say this quote was from, Albert Einstein, stuff like that. So yes, we have all kinds of people that do quotes. It's a very popular skill that people make. So someone said, guy found his home lights going on and off. It turned out his parrot was playing with Alexa. That's funny. So hopefully you guys are getting this. I know a lot of you I appreciate everyone that's purchased this. I'm going to see you in the group. It's going to be exciting to see you there and see you get your first skills done. I've had success after success, and I know you can do it too. Any other questions, guys, before we go off tonight? We appreciate your time. So it's been exciting, guys. Exciting. I'm glad, Todd, that you obviously are for real. You've got the Alexa devices and you know the deal. So this is where it's at, guys. Craig, you said someone is going to make 6 months from now a Marco Polo skill. I'm just saying that if you make a Marco Polo skill, I mean, you may not be the only person in the world that makes a Marco Polo skill, but you have and I just pulled that out of my, out of a hat to say Marco Polo, just to say it, because I thought it was so humorous that it was so simple, the skill. But my point is that if you make a skill, it's just like kind of like what would be a good example? Let's say you were looking at restaurants and you're like, I want to go to a Mexican restaurant, and you saw one Mexican restaurant that had 1,000 reviews with 5 stars, and then you saw another Mexican restaurant that just happened to just show up on Google and they have one review. Which one are you probably going to go to? You're probably going to go to the one with 10,000 reviews with 5 stars. I'm not saying that first restaurant is any better, but it had at least first-person advantage to get all those reviews set up. That's what I'm saying. That using the example of a Marco Polo skill, if you were there 6 months before someone else and someone came out with a similar skill, you have all of you're ranked #1. You have the most likes or most engagement. So people naturally are going to go with you. So when the traffic is already there in a huge way, but when the traffic comes to like, billions of people, you're going to be there way ahead of everybody because you're picking this up now. Hopefully that makes sense.
So you're in this group. You're kind of the headmaster, obviously.
Yes.
And you're interacting there constantly. And that's how we'll continue to get in touch with you in terms of how well our skills are coming along and that sort of thing.
Definitely. And people have been really stepping up too and helping and having experiences, and people have questions and say, I wasn't sure what to do here. Well, I try and answer everyone I can, but there's also people that are there quicker than I am, and I've got people from all over the world 24/7 in there helping each other out. So the community, that's one of the things I'm most proud of, is the community has really stepped up and helping each other out. They've taken to some extent the bull by the horns from me, and they're
but this particular group here, James, I got to tell you, that whole local business is huge because you could just imagine what you can say to Alexa involving a place that you want to go eat, or a lawyer that you want to see, real estate. I mean, there's so many things that a specific business could do with this. I mean, I just can't imagine. I mean, what's the special tonight? It's such and such.
Well, there's so many things you could do. Like, I mean, you could be a local dentist and give tips on how to brush your teeth better. And then, by the way, give this coupon code and come to our dentist, for example.
Yeah, the whole idea is you go in, you're at the restaurant, let's say, they give you they tell you to enable the skill, and if you do enable the skill, they're going to be giving you constant coupons and prizes, right? So therefore, you have the incentive to enable the skill so that you'll get the bigger discount than normal.
That's one way, and there's another thing too. Like, if you look at, let's say, real estate agents, and I used to be a real estate broker back in the day, man, I would do anything to get in front of people. And okay, everybody's got a website, everybody's got a cell phone. Well, what makes you different as a real estate agent? Well, check out my Alexa skill. So they're starting to know that people are into these things. So a lot of people, and I'm already doing this now, I'm trying to use my Alexa to search for everything, but I can't find everything on there yet. That's the opportunity. Not everything's there. So there's people right now that are going to be searching for real estate in your area, but the realtors aren't showing. But maybe there's one, and that one person is going to be one that gets all the play, all the views, and they might end up getting called. If they get one lead from that, that's worth way more than the $500,000 whatever they paid to basically just get almost like a Yelp listing. I mean, you can make simple things like that. You basically can just give them like access. Like real estate, I use the term real estate in the wrong context here, giving them access to a place on Alexa for them just to be found if someone was searching for real estate. Does that make sense? That's another way to go at it too.
Yeah, it's really endless. Yeah.
So guys, there's so many different ways. Someone said, can a VA help with this? Of course, a virtual assistant can help you with this. It's like crazy because you can teach someone how to do this and they can take it because it's so simple. Once you know the steps, you just go after it.
Okay. I got to tell you, I mentioned earlier that there was a celebrity who's making a killing on this.
Yes.
And from what I understand, it is Ellen DeGeneres, who gets paid for her skills. And I think she gets paid by the public, not just from Amazon.
Nice.
So subscribe to the skills. She's the one that you subscribe to. She's the first celebrity leading this off, and others will be following. So there's many different ways to get paid, as you said, some of which I didn't know about that you mentioned. What I do know about is the subscriptions that they're starting. I also know about, just like the in-app purchases, you can have the in-skill purchases, which I've already fallen victim to, as a user. So yeah, I mean, that's a great way to do it.
So many different ways. Again, you're in a sense, if you want to look at it this way, you're tapping into a traffic source, but that traffic source has built-in monetization. That's really what it is. So it's just all there for you. They're making it so super simple and easy for you because they want to go after Google and they want to have search because that's where the search is going. The search going forward, more and more every day is going to go to Alexa-enabled devices, away from your cell phone, away from your computer. It's going there. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm on these things all the time. And Todd and I are we're not the outliers. We're the norm when it comes to this. So it's just taken over, and you are there early. Someone said, is Alexa, not someone, Kevin said, is Alexa available in Australia? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I have several people in the group from Australia doing this, from the UK, from all over. Any other questions, guys, before we take off? Pick this up.
Available. My computer, by the way, crashed, so you can hear me, but I can't do anything else. So you'll understand why I'm not doing anything else. But you can still hear me. And my question is about how limited is this opportunity? When does it end?
I think we have the timer for 3 days, if I'm not mistaken. There is a timer on the website. Write down this link because, and we are recording this, but I'm bad about 50% of my recordings. So write that link down, airevolution.biz/Todd.
I have a really good bonus that I could give.
Oh, okay. What's that? Yes.
I could lend my voice to people that need me to say things. I could lend my voice so that when folks who purchase today want to make an app, if they need a voice recorded for that, I could lend my voice to that. And
wow, that's huge. That's huge.
For instance, if you need affirmations, like you look great today, you should feel great about yourself, and blah, 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 for one of those affirmation apps skills, I can lend my voice to that. Yeah, I'd be happy to give you a few minutes.
Wow. That's awesome, Todd. I mean, that's crazy. Thank you. I mean, because that's the thing. A lot of this, like usually the skills are Alexa using the voice, because it's just, you just feed it text. You feed it text and then it talks for you, okay? That's why it's so, a lot of people are like absolutely going crazy for that. I don't know if I would even call that a bonus. Wow, to give you your time off like that. That's huge. So a lot of times you basically just copy and pasting text and then Alexa reads it. But a lot of cool things is using audio, or people can put their podcasts on there, or it could be your voice. It could be asking someone a question and then having your voice give the answer. A lot of audio things can be done. So for Todd, with his voice, your beautiful voice, Todd, we all know Todd's voice because it's just known in the marketing community. I mean, you do have a great voice. To have his voice and his professional way for being a newscaster and so on, that really gives some, I don't know if I should say credibility, or just like some, because most people don't have a voice like you. Okay, let's just say that. So, but I'm used to your voice. But when I see you on those videos, you're like, oh man, he's got it down. So to have that in the skill, that's nice, because people pay a lot of money to get that kind of service. So guys, thank you, Todd, for that, man.
Sure, and if you do want to claim that, all you have to do is just contact James, or I can't type this in myself because my computer literally froze, but you can note this, yourgreenscreenguy@gmail.com is my email, yourgreenscreenguy@gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, that's a great way to end this, guys. Again, the link is airevolution.biz/Todd. There is a timer. There is a time. This is time limited. I'm going to be doubling it. I've had people tell me I should sell this for $2,000, and I believe it because it's worth it. I mean, it truly is. But I'm giving a special deal to Todd and to all of you on this call, because Todd and I have been friends for a long time. So pick it up. It's a special offer. There's going to be people paying a lot more money than you are for this. So grab it. We've had more success than anything I've seen out there in the marketing space. And I want you to have some of that success too. So
yeah, thank you so much for your trust and for coming tonight. And James, thank you for sharing this with us. I mean, I jumped on you for this to make sure that you told folks about this, because I'm such a big fan of the Alexa skills and where this is heading, and the robotics that I had discovered about 6 weeks ago. Because I wanted, my wife turned to me, she says she wants a robot. And I said, to do what? And she said basically everything, mostly to turn, because she's bad with the remote, the TV remote. She says, I just want to tell the robot to change my television. I said, you could do more than that. So I looked into it, and sure enough, it's Alexa enabled, all the ones that are about to come out. And that's
nice.
Too, yeah.
This is just the start, guys. I know we've talked about so much, and I've got so many people now, you know, that they're early adopters with me that are crushing it. But when you talk about the grand scheme of things, you are part of such a small, select group that you are just, the timing of this, when people are going to say 6 months from now, this is cloud-based. With 6 months from now, when people say, man, you know, God, I wish I'd been doing this, you know, the Alexa skill thing. Oh, you'd be like, well, yeah, I've been doing this for 6 months. I've already been crushing this. You know, that's when a lot of marketers are really going to just try and jump on this, is 6 months from now or a year from now, and you're already so ahead of the game. So, guys, this is just, like I said, I've been more excited about this than I was about Bitcoin, and that's saying a lot. So have fun. Get in there. I'll see you in the group.
Great. We'll see you in there.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a great one. Thank you so much, Todd, for your presentation, being there, and also that awesome bonus. That's going to crush it for people.
Okay, James. Take care now.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hello. Go ahead. When you're done, do you have a little thing that says recording? Does it give you the ability to turn it off? Because I can't do anything except for